everybody, Dr. Moose here again for Muscle Monday. So today's muscle we're going to be talking about is actually going to be the deltoid. Last week I know we talked about the anterior deltoid, which is kind of the front division of this muscle. But now what we're going to be talking about is basically the whole entire deltoid as a whole. And there's a little bit of a different connection to that. In Chinese medicine, it's actually related to the lung. And so in the lung in Chinese medicine, there's a number of interesting things related to that. The lung, the emotion that's related to the lung in Chinese medicine is actually grief. And so a lot of people who deal with unresolved grief, or maybe have a grief that their body hasn't processed through, a lot of times they'll feel like a tightness or heaviness in their shoulders. So one of the things we see, kind of a common condition, is this lack of range of motion or a little bit of a frozen shoulder, because the deltoid, what it does is it helps us kind of raise the arm up from the outside, so it helps us to abduct it from the body and bring it back down. So it's basically the whole triangular muscle through here. So if we have unresolved or unprocessed grief, oftentimes those muscles can be a little bit hypercontracted and just create tension in the shoulders. And so we often talk about the shoulders in general. A lot of people, when they talk about it, it's like, oh, I hold my stress in my shoulders, or can you rub my shoulders? It's because stimulation to that muscle can actually cause some facilitation or some release of those stress patterns from our nervous system that could be buried in there from unresolved grief or sadness. So now one of the other things is we can actually have some chronic inflammation in our lungs. One of the nutrients that's very specific to the lung meridian in Chinese medicine is vitamin A. So vitamin A is one of those fat-soluble vitamins. Some people, there's basically two parts of vitamin A. You have your beta carotene, which is the inactive form that we actually get from plants and carrots and those kind of things. Probably remember everybody saying, eat your carrots, it's good for your eyes. So vitamin A is good for your eyes, but the interesting thing about beta carotene is not a whole lot, or about 30% of people have trouble activating beta carotene into the retinoid or retinol form of vitamin A, which is the more usable form. And so that form actually has some very specific things it does in our body. It actually helps to enhance our immune function and balance our immune function. Specifically, it actually helps to facilitate the production of what are called our IgAs. So in our immune system, we have a number of different immunoglobulins. One of them that we have is an IgA, and the IgA actually helps to improve the barrier linings of our body. So basically anything that's a hollow tube in your body is actually going to have what are called IgAs, or they call them as secretory IgAs. They're the things that actually help to build up the mucus membrane or barrier membrane in our body. So if we're deficient in IgAs because we don't have enough vitamin A, or we have some chronic immune overstimulation, that actually those will shrink, and it actually creates a deficiency in our body's ability, or our barrier membrane in the body, so it doesn't allow our body to protect things like viruses, bacteria, funguses, molds, those kind of things from getting in. So a lot of people, as we get stressed out, our IgA levels go down. So vitamin A is one of those things that can actually help to rebuild some of those membranes in the body. So making sure that we're getting it from an activated source. Veggies are good, but if we actually can't convert it, make sure to get it from, you can actually see it in good fats from red meat, chicken, pork, those kind of things. The actual animal fat actually has a good amount of vitamin A in it. So those are actually good sources. That's actually one of the reasons why we promote a plant-based diet, but we also think that animal meat is actually a healthy, essential part of a diet, because if you actually can't activate your certain nutrients, they're actually in animal fat and animal protein. Some of these nutrients are already activated to their activated form. So actually animal fat in that state can actually be a good source of activated vitamin A. So remember, if we're dealing with issues with restriction in the shoulders, the anterior deltoid related to the gallbladder can be unresolved anger, frustration, resentment, and in the deltoid could be unresolved grief. So our shoulders are really this area that we do just hold a lot of stress and tension, and that's kind of why when we start to understand more from the Chinese medicine philosophy, we can kind of see that there's some correlations with why those get so tight in people, because I think a lot of people have unresolved anger, frustration, and resentment, and unresolved grief or sadness that needs processed through. So by working on feeding our lungs some of the nutrition that we need. Other herbs that are good for it are all your immune-based herbs like your echinacea, your andrographis, mullein and horehound are actually productive, so it helps to kind of move some of those things that are kind of maybe buried down in there out. So those can actually be good. They're called expectorant herbs. They help to kind of push the phlegm or the junk that may be down in there out, so we can get those out. So thanks to some information that we think might be good for you. So hope you like that, and we'll see you next Monday.